new bunch of settings. Seeing if this will do it. Seems to be doing a lot better. I say as it stutters. At least the stutter's shorter now, so... Okay, that's still horrifyingly there. That's a shame, but whatever, can live without it. Yeah, the last time I tried to do this a minute ago, oof, it was not a fun time. I actually don't know if I ended up leaving that in, but it was just getting all laggy and crazy all over the place. But does it still lag on the damage numbers is the question. Slightly, but not as bad. Okay. It'll do. It'll do. So it seems like what I needed to change this time was, hang on, what the hell did I change here? What was it called? So, for some reason now, preventing it from exceeding 60 over here, kind of at the top now. For some reason, that actually did it this time. For who knows what reason. Like, I don't know, just kind of had a rough guess, just because every time I was doing it, I tried it with the FPS counter up. Sorry about that. It seemed like every time that it was doing that, it would go and jump to 66 or 67 for some reason. Again, the weird quirks and all that, but it is what it is. Luckily, very few of the maps have all kinds of storms and stuff going on. And it appears all kinds of general funkiness is going to keep going on with this recording, so it is what it is. Now, last time Donalto ended up dying. Given that we don't have any actual skills to speed up the fight, probably will end up dying again. The most reasonable strategy is still just to send in the knights and kind of just stall for time while Canopus goes around for a flank. Horrible. Why does it do that? Nobody in the forum seemed to know either. It was like the general response from people was, oh, something went wrong. This mess is just mysterious. At least it works. Well, that's clearly a response you want. I'm gonna try to get out of the habit of using the overhead map. I usually use it quite a bit, but I'm gonna try to just ignore that it exists. Dang it! I'm bad at doing the exact thing I just said I would do. So it's funny, for this map only, they actually did try to line up the lightning with the music notes. Meant entirely to match up the soundtrack. So current strategy, I'm gonna have my my two worst archers try to go and take out or at least damage their little wizard ghosts over there. They're doing the most damage. The Canopus is again trying to go around and actually win the fight. Meanwhile, the fencers are going to try to take care of the skeletons, and the knights are going to try to hold off everybody else. Now, it's unlikely they'll actually get exercised because, you know, Chuckles over here is busy healing everyone, but that's fine. As long as he survives, I believe he's actually better than the other unit you get. You pretty much just get a generic cleric. There's kind of an awkward position there. Namely, I didn't know if my knight would have enough time to actually run up. Yeah, so they did lock off that middle section, so they'll focus on them. have Compass take on this guy. Still no luck with those shots. Now, since his stats are higher, I believe they should still keep trying to hit the knights, and I'll probably just have them start using healing items instead of trying to move ahead anywhere. I mean, again, they're only there to stall for time. But if the skeletons go down, I'll try to bring around the fencers to try to heal them. Unlikely that'll actually do anything, though. That shot's unlikely to hit, so I will make the game live. Go for another unlikely shot over here. You know, even having the weapon skill makes them slightly more accurate. These guys are just trash. Smart move might be to start shooting at the soldier guys over there. But those shots seemed like they weren't too likely. Yep. Alright, so that did it. That's the skeletons temporarily dealt with. She's down. So, probably gonna bring around one of the fencers to start stabbing. One from the front, one from the side. He only needs 2 shots. Hopefully that won't be enough health lost to actually make Moldova heal. Usually isn't. And he's got enough health to take hits from everyone. But with any luck, she won't run away. And with any luck, he'll be able to attack from the side and not from the front and have better than 50% odds. Actually, I changed that. He cannot take hits from everybody. I forgot how much damage she did. Any chance, let's see. 5 approximately. The longbow I'd be more certain, but yeah, no, that's tile off. Now with longbows, I believe it scales 1-to-1 on height to range. Short bows, I want to say it's like 0.8 or so. And it's unclear. It's something like that. Might even be closer to 0.6 now that I think about it, because that was like 6 extra spaces. Whatever. So he can't get the side shot. He can get slightly better odds, and that's a win. Yeah, the plus side about knights, and probably the reason that they won't have to be replaced if I end up sticking with them, because of the fact that they're so slow, and because of the fact that being knocked down slows down their recovery time. Usually the fight will be long over before they even get their second turn. Alright, so at this point he says thanks, he gives you a couple units. Nalto's awesome, he's just gonna have his trench coat and hat no matter what. Okay. How's his stats doing? Oh. And apparently his avoidance is higher than normal, so I'm gonna make him a fencer. Give him a weapon later. Sarah, yeah, so all my archers are foreigners now, so I'll be able to get them proper bows. And then this guy is gonna be the hammer guy, that's fine. Chainmail now exists. Those. These. Of the two rings, I just generally find the offense rings to be better. No, actually, I think the swords are gonna end up being better than the axes here. Just because it's the three slots in the front there are just kind of bonus hidden damage, as it were. So even after the slight, like absurdly slight damage increase from the axe, it was like the swords still end up faring better. The fencers have not leveled up yet. Alright. That needs pants, though. And yeah, fencers do tend to go down a lot, unfortunately. Such is life. But now the archers will be able to cover them a lot better. Oh, she still has her stick, actually, so I don't know why she wasn't fighting. I guess she just doesn't like fighting, which makes sense. That's kind of her character. She's all pacifist until she tries to murder you later. That makes sense. Resistance available yet? No. Yeah, and we can't actually get any more knights for quite a while. So those ones are just gonna have to stick. Usually those three are enough. One of these. And a few of these. There we go. That looks about good. So since I don't plan to do many of these, this is the only time in the game that I go and add in an extra grinding battle. Since you don't really get a spot here, so because it doesn't matter who's involved in what way, I'm still gonna just have all these extra archers back here. I'm just gonna stick with the same thing. Skills don't really matter right now, or at all in this run, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about who gets what skills, as long as that class is in the fight. So immediately far longer range, far better accuracy, absurd stopping power there. Won't end up getting access to trajectory, so I'll never really know for sure if a shot's gonna hit. But I have a general idea anyway. Yeah, these lizards, against anything other than maybe great bows and great axes and stuff like that, or great swords, sorry, they're very resilient. Now, I have to have the knights here simply for their levels and all that. But unless there's a place for them to block, they're not very useful. That's why I was thinking about replacing them all with fencers and or possibly dragoons later. Like, dragoons aren't actually very good. Their main thing is actually their skills that they use, but they wouldn't get them in this case, that wouldn't apply. But they would get access to crossbows. I don't know, I was kind of leaning towards that, just to have a different range class. Maybe replace the fencers with dragoons or crossbows, maybe? I mean, they're mildly less squishy. Fencers are really just there as a kind of a weakening unit right now. That's all they really can do at this juncture. I'm not going to do Terror Knights at all because they're terrible. They're unquestionably terrible without their moves. And even with their moves, they're barely useful at best. They're almost as squishy as the fencers. I mean, they get their two-handed weapons, which again doesn't really make sense, because usually you would only get those if you already have some kind of armor going on, which they don't. But I am gonna need a poking unit like this, especially once counters start going. And I think that last tweak did completely actually fix the lagging issues. So until there's a thunderstorm, never golden, except for that. But I don't think there's going to be any fix to that. Did I mention the game has utterly beautiful music? Right, it does. Alright, there's the first tremendous shot that we've seen so far. Completely wasted, though, on the strongest unit. He'll be continually missing that guy. Now, when I said earlier that all these grind battles weren't really so bad, I mean, A, you don't need to do too many of them, unless you're actually trying to min-max your group. Like, if you're going for a bunch of different classes and things like that, it will take you flipping ages. If you're trying to unlock skills, it'll take you freaking forever. But if you're just doing some weird gimmick run like this, setup is pretty dang easy. Usually just need one grind fight and you're good. And it's so quick! And he's gonna take a shot at her, since apparently neither of these knights can hit anything. Which is not looking promising for later. Fencers are really not holding up well either. Whatever. Figure it out. So now, I mentioned that some of the items do actually give skills. So I'm going to be relying on those a fair bit, especially bucklers. They automatically come with a point of deflect. Now, as far as deflect and parry go, for whatever reason, deflect appears to work as both of them. It's just basically an extra roll that if you... For example, if you miss... If something was shooting at you, and it didn't... it said that it was going to hit you, it's basically a second chance to re-roll that, and have a chance to just deflect it instead. Now, I always get those mixed up, but I'm fairly certain deflect is the better one. Because I know one of them does function as both. Alright, Canopus, can you finally off this lady here? Yep, her luck ran out. Yep. The dirt nap continues. They just love the grass, they gotta hug it all day. And by the way, one of the most frustrating achievements that I've ever actually bothered to try to get in a game was for this. You get titles as you go along, and one of them is for basically beating the game without having anyone knocked to the ground or killed. And that gets frustrating later on, because you get situations where you have pretty much one move, and then suddenly you have an entire room surrounding at least one guy. So to not have anyone get knocked down is a little bit much. But did manage to pull it off. I think I actually have that, Oh, do not load, do not load. I wanna say... have it here someplace. Could have been this one. Oh. I guess I won't know for sure. Never mind. This didn't work out as I intended. Can I go back to the... Whatever. Well, last battle and all that. Well, I guess we'll figure out if the last battle's gonna crash. I see a skip. You saw nothing! Hope it wasn't that one. Maybe it was this one. I think this was my near... Yeah, there we go. So, 0 incapacitated, 0 slain. Yeah, so this title took frickin' forever. Turns out in this, in the PSP saves, I have my original. It looks like in this one I just overwrote it all. I think that was something like my 7th run or something of the game. Anyhow, back on track. These guys leveled up. Fine. And all these armors are ridiculously slight improvements at best, and in a lot of cases you're better off just sending them in wearing nothing. But for now it'll be enough. I just need them to have a few extra health, more or less. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it here for the moment then. Stop trying to load. And hopefully I can actually get something productive done today.